How about, I haven't done a cold steel on the channel yet. I think this is the very first one. So, got this cold steel Recon 1, man. Come on, look at this thing. This is for real. It's a 4-inch blade, CPM, S35VN, just over 5 ounces. Overall length is over 9 inches. Like is this a full piece or what? Man, let's get this thing out of this box. Let's check it in. What's it called? Just a Recon 1 clip point. It says it's 27 BC. Okay. I don't know. But the box spun. So, which way do I want to get in? Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Let's go through the top. Come on, man. It's not that complicated. Let's go through the bottom. I might have that blade help me so I don't hurt that box. I do try to keep these boxes right. You know what I mean? That way if I sell it, I mean, I don't say the knives are new, but I do want them to represent as close to new as I can. You know, and so if you're ever looking at the purge list, you know, I want you to be confident that, you know, that these knives are in really good shape, straight out of the box. I run them through the channel, and then I sell them. Now, I do have some used knives that I sell, but I'm pretty clear about which ones those are. Hey, this knife's been carried, it's been sharpened, that kind of thing. But like this one, if I was to sell this, I'd sell it as used, but like new, out of the box, never carried, never sharpened, that kind of thing. Is that an extra clip? Not sure. We'll find out. Ooh, look at this thing. Wow. So first, let's resolve this clip thing. Okay, so it's got a left-hander clip. Yeah. So if you're a left-hander, you can put the clip on this side and run this knife as a left-hander. Well, and considering it's a backlock, it makes sense. Because it wouldn't, I mean, honestly, the knife's the same on this side as it is on this side. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't need that. So I'm going to put that back in the bag. And then, is there anything else in that box to be looking at? Nope, nada. So let's put this in there. Come on, man. Ooh. There it is. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Ooh, like that G10. Action's a little stiff. Wow. I mean, wow. What a piece, man. Holy shamoly. It took a lot to get that unlocked. Like, that's combat backlock. That's not, it was easier the second time. It's got like a little bit of lock stick going on there. I'm going to guess this knife. Ooh, man, it's taken effort to unhinge that backlock. Look at the spring on this thing. Ready? Ooh, man. Yeah, it's got spring tension, which is contributing to it not wanting to, the lockup on this thing, golly, it's legit. Watch this thing lock in. Oh, man. Like, even if you were fumbling with this and didn't quite, you know, give it pressure to go, that creates a solid lockup no matter what. Wow. Looking for a liner lock. Yeah, man. There it is. I thought I could get it, you know, working that action a little bit. I figured I could get to it. I mean, holy schmoly. This thing, it's a Recon 1. Look at it. Was there any other badging on that blade? Yeah, there's some stuff here. S35VN, made in Taiwan. Cold steel logo. Whew. Look at this edge, man. That is a deep bevel with a flat grind, and that thing is going to be sharp. Needle point. Look at this thing. I mean, this knife is about business. This is a business knife. And I don't mean an executive knife. I mean, this thing is about business. Yeah, there is some of this going on. There is no one hand closing this knife. Yeah, I guess. Ooh, wow. Yeah, this is legit. I mean, let's quit dilly-dallying. Let's get in here. Because we get in them all. This one ain't exempt. Yeah, see, something tells me off the top of my head that this is a T8 and that's a T9 or a T10. Let's test it out. I believe this is a 10. Yeah, this is a 10. Yep, that's a T10. No worries. I have those. A little bit of Loctite on the screw. That's nice. It's the blue stuff. Yep. Good for them. These are all T6s, I believe. I don't think they're T7s. I think they're T6s. Yeah, that's T6. All right, which one's got to go? 1, 2 for sure. That's a pin that's all the way through. That's a pin that's all the way through. So maybe there's some kind of connection here with the pocket clip, but let's get these two and see where we're at. I'm going to take them from the same side. Because it's a backlock, there's kind of no right side to this. It's just whatever side that they have designated for the screws to come out, that's the side we're going to deal with. That's this side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these pocket clip screws got to be managed as well. Let's get after them. We'll take these 3 out from this side and see if that relieves the knife. I would think it will. Shouldn't have to get them from both sides. And I'm not sure. I'll read the box here, but this Cold Steel may be one of those manufacturers that says, hey, if you take our stuff apart, we don't warranty it no more. I hope not, because, man, what a terrible thing to do. It's like I buy your knife, but then if I get it dirty, I can't clean it. Okay. Pocket clip screws, they look the same as the body screws, actually. There's 100% this thing should come now. Let's see. I feel it loose. These pins may be an issue because all that's pressed down through there. I mean, it's coming, but definitely those pins are an issue. We're getting off of this one, but that front one, not yet, Ski. There, I see it coming now. There it is. Ooh, man, that is even this, a hunking piece of that G10. That is for real, man. That is thick. But I mean, it is a legit knife. I mean, there's nothing dainty about this knife at all. So we want to get the tension off of this spring, or this spring and this lock, and I think that's the place we want to be, is the knife in the closed position. Let's let me see if I can pull this pin. Yeah, I can. So with that pin out, that blade should go a little bit further, just the slightest bit. I don't want to bang it and bang into this spacer spring holder back here. And we're coming up. Let me see if I can hold that tension off of that blade. There we go. It's just tough with that sharp blade, man. Got to be careful. Don't get in a rush here. You know, if you're messing with this, do not get in a rush. I'm going to lift up on it right here. There it is. It's just got one bronze washer on each side. And so now this is allowed to go down. The tension should be off of it enough to remove it, but I think if I press down on it, I can take this pin out, and then that'll free it all up. It'll all get free because it's up against this pin now. Yeah, there's that pin right there, and then I can release that, and then this will come right up. The spring will come out. Yeah. This backspacer is held down with these screws here, and I think I'll leave it be. There's really no reason for me to dig that out of there. I am going to clean all of this right here. Yeah. Pretty nice. Basic, man. Fundamental stuff. You know what I mean? But tried and true, man. Wow. Look at this blade stock. That is legit. I mean, what a beefy knife. I mean, this may qualify as one of the toughest folders I have. I have some tough ones, but this one may just be right up there. All right, let's clean it up. I got to pause for a second, but I'll be back and we'll get busy with all this cleanup. Okay, let's get back at it. I had to take me a break. You know, even I need a break. So it's interesting, these washers will be cutting on this black coating, but this black coating, I don't know what it is, but it appears to be some really tough stuff, which wouldn't surprise me coming from Cold Steel. Like, I know them to take pride in making their stuff, like, tough, right? And not just make it tough, but like prove it to you tough. Like, I mean, they'll torture test their own stuff. And you got to have confidence to do that. Like to just step up and go, hey, let's beat the crap out of this thing and see how it stands up. You know, I mean, to be fair, they could have failed 100 times, you know, making the look how tough this is video, and you wouldn't know. Like, you know, is it the first take? But you gotta, oh, pardon me, the cedar trees, man, have gone crazy where I'm living, and the pollen is just floating in the air, man. But it in the end, it doesn't really take away from what they're doing, because even if it took them 50 takes, like they do a take and then the knife fails and then they modify the knife. Well, as long as that end result knife is the one that comes out in production, I mean, it's helping them make a really tough knife, right? So, pretty sure that Teflon washer, because I see the Teflon now, the Teflon washer goes up against the G10. Yep. And I am going to polish these just a tad. I mean, I'm in here, so makes no sense not to put a little polish on them. But I have the perfect little doohickey for that, and it's right here. We can put it on that belt and run it back and forth a little bit. Take a look. Yeah. Clean it up. And, you know, is running the knife going to do the same thing? Yeah, it will. Through time, it's just going to polish that washer up. I just kind of help the process along a little bit. I'm not looking to remove material necessarily. Sometimes these have a little burr on them, so by doing this, I can get that burr off. And so I don't have to work the burr off in the action. I can get ahead of that. But the other thing is, it's just polishing. Speed the process up just slightly. All right, I had to take another break there. Lots of dealing with my allergies right now. That's all right. So that's what that pause icon's for. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't cost y'all any time. It's a fraction of a blink, right? All right, let's put this thing back together. What an amazingly beefy knife. Yeah, and I mean, there is definitely a question here of should I there we go. Gotta do it right. Boy, there's a lot of play right there with that piece. But, okay. I just wouldn't have expected that much play in there. There we go. That holds that in. Pivot. Pivot's captured in that G10. I mean, that's not the best necessarily. Like, surely through time that could waller out. Although once it's tight, it really shouldn't be putting any torque on that whatsoever. I don't think I'm going to oil underneath that Teflon or between the washer and the Teflon. I think I'm going to leave that dry. But I am going to put just the tiniest little bit on the washer between the washer and the blade. And then I want to be careful because I really don't want oil in any of this mechanism. I've got a little bit of lock stick going, and I believe that once I let me get back to this space over here. Once I work that in, I think that'll eliminate itself. Once it wears through that coating, I think I'll be good. Yeah, let's get back over to this side on this lock. Okay. Now, the only other tricky part is I got to get this stop pin in here. And if I'll move that blade out just slightly, I should be able to get that stop pin in. There it is. There it is. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I'm functional here. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put just a couple of drops on this blade and get my washer on. And then my Teflon washer. Yep. And then my scale. And man, we're coming back together. Which, you know, that play, I was going to say that play will resolve itself, but I think it's by design. It's got a little bit of play in it, and I don't think it, there wasn't any slop in the actual knife. Yeah. I mean, like right here, this thing is really together already. Wonderfully together. I am going to put this pivot in, this pivot screw, and then run that action before I do the rest of these screws. I want to make sure that everything's functional. Yeah, I mean, there's a little lock stick here. Wow. Man, is this thing is legit. Legit. Yeah, these screws are all the same. But I do believe these three were this side of the pocket clip. So let's get those in. And when you got a triad of screws like this, you kind of want to, you don't want to tighten them. Or let me say this. I don't want to tighten them. I just want to get them started. And I'm going to get the other two started as well before I start cinching anything up. Because it's amazing how quickly one of these tight screws can keep something else from threading properly. And, and of course with these little screws, man, the thread is always cross-threading something, Which, can you find these parts and pieces? Yeah, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just take my time. So now I have all these screws cinched down. So I'm going to go back and I'll tighten them up now. Get them nice and tight. Get that Loctite with some tension on it, which will lock it in there. Let's check the pocket clip while we're at it. Yeah, those are tight. Nice and tight. Let's check these two. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's check this pivot now, because that could have changed for sure. Man, is that thing solid. And I probably could put a little oil here. Matter of fact, I will. I'm going to put it towards the top. Just one drop right there. And then as that action runs, I'm not sure why, but there was oil all over my bottle. I'll have to clean that. But as that action runs, it's going to run on this whole piece here. What I don't want to do right now is get it in that lock, because it can enhance that lock stick. And I think the best thing for that is to just work itself out. There it is. Look at that thing, man. Wow. How's our lockup? Make sure. Oh, golly. What a beast of a piece, man. And I have some big knives, right? Some really big, like overdone, overbuilt knives. This ain't that. This is different. This is almost a reasonable pocket knife. it's not like those other gargantuan knives that I have. Although it may be just as big. I mean, let's do a quick comparison. I'm not a comparison guy, but let's do one real quick. Okay, I had these real close, so a couple of twosun comparisons. Here's the TS390 in D2. And you can see, I mean, pretty close in the size comparison. The handle's a little longer on this one. And then here is the gosh, this one's always hard to see. What's the model number of that one? It's a TS430. And so this is as big as the frag pattern. It's like kind of the basic same as the frag pattern twosun. And so really it's very comparable to this. Although I think Cold Steel did a much better job in the handle ergonomics. Like this thing, this doesn't feel like this. This feels like a great big old, like Conan the Barbarian big pocket knife. This does not. This feels like, I mean, it feels like a standard pocket knife. It really does. I'm getting brave now. I'm trying to Spidey flick it. I think I'm going to wipe some of that oil off of the back of that blade. Without a doubt, it's a washer knife, and it needs to be worked, you know? Needs to be worked over and over and over. And by doing that, you know, surely somebody has one of these and they can pipe in and comment, hey, when I got mine, it was stiff, and I've had it for 2 months, I've been carrying it, and now it's as smooth as glass. And 100%, I believe that's what's going to happen to this knife, is through use, it's going to be smooth as glass. Whew, it's wearing out my thumb, though, that back lock. Whew, yeah, it's putting my work in. I mean, golly, let me get rid of these. So, I mean, it is a big knife. It just does not feel like a big knife. Let me, bear with me, be right back. All right, let's go through this. So the action with this back lock and washers, I mean, I'm going to say right now that it's already a B plus working towards an A. And I'm confident 100% that this is going to be A-level action. I mean, it's really close to it now, to where it's very functional. Right now, it's a little stiff, but you can't build something stout and beefy and not have some break-in stuff going on with it. I just believe that. Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to call the action like a B plus working towards an A for sure. Let's talk about ergonomics. So the way that this is cut, the index finger goes down in this cutout here. The next finger, the middle finger, goes right into this next one. And then the last two up in the back here. There's some mild jimping here that's built into the scales, but you notice it, and it is grippy. And I got to tell you, not so confident, very confident. This thing goes whoop right up towards the top of the scale. This is a confident to very confident grip. I mean, I am locked in here. The pocket clip is completely disappeared. I don't feel it at all. It's gone. Wonderful ergonomics on this. Speaking of the pocket clip, let's check it. Get over the thick stuff. This thing should be pretty good. Yeah, so it's not invisible deep carry. There's a little over a half an inch sticking out there, but it is a drier clip. Like, man, once it's in there, if you take a tumble, if I was to fall down a hill or whatever and to get to the bottom and go looking for this knife, it should be where I left it. It's not as tight in the thinner material as it was in this thicker material, but it's still got a really good bite there. Good grip. Yeah, it's a good clip. Safety. So there's no way to get through to the back on these back locks like this. What about the tip? Yeah, so the tip is gone. So the clip's good, the tip's good, and there's no incidental contact going to come with the blade in the pocket. Hey, I want to mention one more thing. I want to go back to ergonomics just for a second. The G10 on this is similar to what Spyderco uses on their G10. You know, it's like next level stuff. I can't explain it why all G10 doesn't have that same deep, rough pattern. This isn't quite as grippy as the stuff in a Spyderco, but it's pretty darn good. Really nice grip on this stuff. So it adds to the ergonomic score. It really does. Good stuff. I wonder if it's sharp. I mean, I'll be stunned if this thing isn't just stunning sharp. I mean, it's got some boogers. Oh, pardon me. I must drop it. Yeah. I don't mind stropping a knife. Doesn't surprise me a bit that a knife comes out of a factory and it needs just a little bit of strop work. That is a real low angle grind on that knife. So we got like 3 strokes. I'm going to run it on this wood here. Ooh, that's pretty toothy. I could feel it. Pretty toothy. And we're going to run it one more time. In case I dislodged anything, let's completely get rid of it. Okay. Let's check it. Did I help it or hurt it? Yeah, made all the difference in the world, y'all. Yeah, razor blade sharp. Wonderful. And it was sharp before I stropped it, but, you know, and you saw, what did I give it, what, 4 strokes? I mean, it's not like I put an hour's worth of work into it, or even 10 minutes. I mean, literally, like a minute's worth of strop work. I just, you know, if there's a fine burr on it, that coating, man, that's something. Hey, I want to read this warranty really quick. What are they saying if you take it apart? Stand behind our products 100%. We subject them to the highest standards in the industry, strive to make each as perfect as possible. We warranty that this product is free from defects in workmanship and material. The warranty does not cover normal wear and tear, damage caused by misuse, lack of normal maintenance, or disassembly. Remember, anything can break or fail if subject to sufficient abuse, so please do not use this product inappropriately. So, I mean, I would take that to say, if I took it apart and broke something, they're not going to warranty that. But if I take it apart and maintain it, and somehow the knife has a defect in it that they should stand up to, that they're going to. So that's wonderful news. I mean, that's the way I read their warranty. I didn't see anything in there that said, you know, hey, let us count the ways that we can get out of standing behind our product. I'm pretty sure what I saw there was, hey, we're going to stand behind our knife. And so if you go messing around and you bust this knife, whether through disassembly, you strip the screws or whatever, you probably should pay for the screw, right? That seems reasonable to me. But if there's something with the knife that fails, I think they're going to stand behind it. That's what I read. So price and availability. Where can we get one of these? And for how much? Yeah, so this is where I got mine as well. These things retail, they're out there for $130, $150, $170. I bought this off of Amazon for a little over $80. And so I'll put a link below. Amazon has them right now, next day delivery for under $90. I mean, like, I think under $85. to me, is it worth that? I mean, S35VN, yeah, it's G10, but golly, I mean, this thing is absolutely worth $100, $125. This is a legit. If you need a big knife that's super capable, I mean, and of course, if you buy it from Amazon, if you put it in your hand, you get it, and you put it right here, and you're like, I mean, you put it in a box and send it back. You can't go wrong there, right? Free shipping. Come on, man. Cold Steel Recon 1. The link will be below. Appreciate you watching.